Hello there, guys. I've missed you all. Long time no see. What's going on, guys? What's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here, back with another movie review. Guys, I didn't leave you. No, I didn't leave. I'm sorry. I was gone for a while. Longer than I should have been. Yeah, I'm slowly getting back to the spirits of, not just the spirits, back into the mindset of uploading videos, guys, because I know my videos have been very sporadic over the past several months, from February till May, essentially. But I'm done with school, so I'm getting back to it. Now, I'm shooting this video now. There's like 2 other videos I'm going to film after this, so I don't know when this is going to go up in the midst of all those videos that I'm filming after this, but I've got a random vlog coming, and I haven't done one of those in a while, and I'm going to like explain everything about like where I've been, why I've been so busy, and I'll talk about my year at school and movies that I've seen on the side and everything. And it's going to be a really big, long, probably long, all my videos are long, random vlog, and I'll get to that at some point. I want to get like other videos up first, though. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get into a movie review that I'll be doing for a movie that came out mid-April, and I'm just seeing it now, and a lot of you guys are going to be like, Mike, what's the point? The movie's been out for weeks now. Why are you even reviewing it? I still want to review these movies. Like, I didn't get a chance to see and review them when they originally came out. I still want to catch up and still want to review these movies. So that being said, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing Green Room. That's right, guys. Green Room came out. It did a limited release, so it didn't get a wide release till like 2 weeks ago. But I just saw it last night, and I was so lucky I got a chance to see it, because not only did I not get to see it when it came out in very limited release, or even when it did get a little bit of an expansion, not a big one, a little one, I was still busy around that time, and the movie came out of every theater close to me, like in the like remote like area, in the remote like 20 plus minutes away from me. It's gone. Okay, now not saying I wouldn't mind driving an hour and a half away to go see a movie. It's just something I don't like doing. So I saw this movie last night at a theater, at one of those like Alamo Drafthouse theaters. I really don't like those because they make you like you have to buy food during it or whatever, and they like give you like the check at the end of the movie and it lasts like 20 minutes for some reason. I saw Mad Max Fury Road 2, and I winded up not enjoying that movie as much because of that experience of being interrupted during the movie. Wonder if the same thing happened with this. No, you'll find out. But yeah, so that was just an example. It was like the last showing of the movie in any close theater near me, okay? Just putting that out there. It just shows how much I wanted to see this movie and how much I wanted to review this movie for you guys. Because Green Room, my friends, is from distributor A24. And I'll talk a little bit about them later, but you guys know how much I love A24. I made a whole freaking video on them last summer, like 25 minutes, on why I love their movies and why I love their formula and where they're going with things and whatnot. So let's talk about Green Room itself. First off, I'm going to talk a little bit about the premise, but I'm going to be very vague with this premise, because I honestly think it's better if this is one of those movies I think you need to go into it completely blind, not knowing the premise, because in my opinion, this is one of the best premises we've ever had for a movie in quite some time. And I think the premise itself works so incredibly well and is so incredibly effective. That is one thing you're going to definitely take away from this movie. So I don't want you people to know a lot. So honestly, if you want to walk into this movie blind, if you've never heard of it before, then just skip like to a minute in, okay? Because I'm just going to take a second to sum up the synopsis. Without spoilers, of course, but I still recommend going into this movie 100% blind, not knowing a thing. You will enjoy it that much more. But the premise behind Green Room, I'll say this much. There's a punk rock band. They get a venue for this bar, which is pretty much in the middle of nowhere, some state, I think in Oregon or something. And And they get this new gig at this bar. They perform there. The bar is owned by some certain group of people, which I'll get into. And they see something that they're not supposed to see, something that's obviously breaking the law. And the bar owners trap them within the bar. They don't want to let them leave. And obviously their main objective is to get out of the bar. But I am not going to say and escape with their lives, okay? I'm not going to say what it is they witness or what it is these people want to do to this band. That is all I'm going to say, is that that is the premise of this movie, and that is all you need to know about it, okay? And Patrick Stewart's in it. He plays the manager of the bar. There you go. Green Room. Go see it. No, all kidding aside, Green Room is directed by Jeremy Sauliner. I'm probably butchering that name. He's the same guy who directed a film in 2013 called Blue Ruin, which I actually haven't seen. I know some people have seen that movie and really raved about it. They loved it, blah, blah, blah. I heard it was amazing. It got amazing critic reviews. I still haven't seen that, but I've wanted to. I don't have it on Blu-ray, nor have I gotten the chance to see it elsewhere. And so I definitely want to see that movie. That was his like second feature. This is his third feature. And I'm going to say this much with Green Room. I was totally on the edge of my seat for the entire runtime of this movie. Green Room is one of those, it's a thriller, and it's one of those thrillers that just gets more and more exciting and hectic as it progresses. And that is all works for the formula of any specific thriller. That is what you need to make a thriller good. You need an amazing, incredible premise and character figures in the movie to act out on that premise and do horrifying things and raise the stakes. The stakes always need to be rising in a thriller, because if they're not, it's just going to come out flat and boring and humdrum, and you're not going to be in the least bit enticed by the movie. That is not the case with Green Room. The tension is always there, the stakes are always rising, and one way in which the stakes rise for these band members is in the gore factor. The gore, the levels of gore and violence in this movie, it's so grisly and so just like down to the knuckle, just like pulpy and violent and bloody. And at not one point did I say, oh, like, I don't think that they're just, you know, I don't think it's over gory. I think it's over gory. I don't think they need to be doing that. I think that added to the effectiveness of the thriller. Because this is that type of movie where it's a cat and mouse game, and there's one group that has one mission to get out of this place, and the people that are keeping them trapped inside do not want them to leave because of what they witnessed. That is the mission of each group. And because, you know, the stakes are so high in that manner, to have these sadistic psychos just trying to murder people, essentially, in various ways, in very bloody and gory ways, that is going to raise the stakes and raise the tension for our characters, and that is what makes it all the more engaging and all the more nerve-wracking to just see these very high stakes and all this blood and gore, because that makes you say to yourself, holy crap, they are not going to get out of this alive. This is serious. This is not like, oh, like they saw something bad, oh, they're going to get to leave. And no, they're not going to leave. It's either they live, or, you know, they fight their way out of there, or they die trying to get out of there. One of those two is going to happen. And it's all the more entertaining to watch it because of that. Okay, so I love the use of gore. There are even some moments where I squirmed in this movie because I wasn't expecting that at all. I didn't expect anything like that going into this movie. All I knew going in, because I watched I'm the type of person, I'll watch a trailer for a movie once and I'll pretty much forget about it unless the trailer blows me away, and I watched it a couple times. The trailer for Green Room didn't blow me away or anything, so I only watched it once, and because I was busy with other things and working on films and stuff like that, I completely forgot about the premise of the movie after having watched the trailer. Having only seen it once, I went to this movie pretty much blind. The only things I knew were that there's a band stuck in this one place. I didn't know why they were stuck there or how they got there, and I knew Patrick Stewart was like the main guy who was keeping them locked in there. So there you go. Like, that's all I knew going into the movie. And the fact that blood and gore just keeps rising to this level of, holy crap, I can't believe I'm actually seeing what I'm watching. This is freaking nuts. Like, my skin is crawling. Like, it's hard to watch some of that stuff. And I'm the type of guy who's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, if I see gore, fine. Yeah, there's gore. Oh, that guy just lost his eye. Oh, well, I'm not saying someone loses an eye in this movie. I'm just using it as an example. No, like I'm that type of guy who doesn't care about seeing gore like that. Like, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me squirmish. But when you don't expect it and you see it, that makes me squirmish, and that worked so well with Green Room. Another thing that just keeps the tension, and I'm going to keep talking about tension in the script and in the editing and the pacing, because this movie's like 90 minutes long, so it's going and going and going like that. And it's just very fastly moving, and that works to the film's advantage very well. Another thing that just raised the stakes was just the background of the antagonists themselves. You got this group of neo-Nazi white supremacists, the biggest group of neo-Nazis that we've had since those guys from the 5th season of Breaking Bad. Okay, led by Patrick Stewart. They all got skinheads, they got Nazi emblems scrawled on the walls. Like, who in the hell in their right mind is going to go to... I think there's a Confederate flag in the freaking Green Room, okay? Yeah, like they are the worst of the worst. They are not the type of people... This is not the type of bar you just want to walk into. You want to just, have a, just a couple shots. No, don't go to this bar, okay? You don't want to get involved with these type of people. Like, just from the appearance of the place itself and their individual appearances and just how menacing and creepy they look, like, you don't want to mess with them at all. And that is something that works to this movie's advantage very well. That's why just the overall premise of sticking this group of punk rock band artists, you got 4 members, sticking them in a place, in a bar, with neo-Nazis. There you have it. There is a movie, and that is exciting and entertaining as hell. The cast is great. Anton Yelchin is great. He's like one of the band members. I was probably one of the characters that I cared for and actually latched onto for a good majority of the movie. And I thought Patrick Stewart was great. He definitely added something to the movie, added that star level. Here is where Green Room bothered me. Now, I know it seems like I've been praising the bejesus out of this movie, and I have been. My one problem with Green Room is the one thing that is going to really hurt this movie, and it's not a spoiler or anything. It's what kept me from wanting to love this movie more than I already do. I've already said that I love this movie because of how exciting and thrilling it is. The fact that the stakes are always high, the tension's there, the blood and gore play a major important factor into the movie and into the stakes of the movie. And all that is all exciting in its own right. And there's some great beats. The way that they utilize camera movements to reveal certain information is really, really cool, and I like all that. The lighting and everything is great. My one thing that is keeping me from loving this movie and keeping me from going super high with my grade for the movie is the characters. Because if you have a great movie, a great premise, great everything, great hands, a great crew working on it, you have great actors, none of that is going to work and be as effective if you don't have well-written characters from the start. And I think that's the one thing Green Room suffers. Because I did not see, maybe even Anton Yelchin's character, all of the band members in this movie, I saw them as people. Not one moment did I see them as characters in this movie, nor did I connect with or identify with any of them. And I'm not saying you have to do that for you to like a movie. And I'm not saying I hated this movie, because I really liked this movie. I did. I love it. I had fun with it. I was on the edge of my seat. The characters didn't work for me because I didn't see any characters in this movie. I just saw people. I found it very difficult to root for this band because I hadn't really spent a lot of time with them before they get trapped for me to say, yeah, I want to see them get out of this. Of course you want to see them get out of it. But other than that fact, there was nothing else, nothing redeeming about any of their characteristics, because I couldn't honestly describe any of them because we get very little screen time with them. There's about 15 minutes before we get into the inciting incident in the movie. That 15 minutes, in my opinion, is completely wasted because we just really have a few scenes of them playing at this one venue, and then they go to this venue at the neo-Nazi skinhead bar. That's it. And I really think that 15 minutes was not only slow, but it was wasted because I think we needed that time to really establish these people, these band members as characters and make us care for every single one of them. And I think that's one thing that really hurt the movie for me. I wasn't rooting for them, nor did I care when people are endangered heavily. That's one thing that I couldn't get invested in this movie. If the characters were a lot more well-rounded and if I actually gave a crap about them, I would have loved the hell out of this movie. And my one other problem, and this is also relating to the characters thing, is the antagonist of the movie. I wasn't raving about Patrick Stewart in this movie. Yeah, he looks creepy. Other than that, he doesn't do anything else for the rest of the movie. He's really just standing around, and I really just wanted more from him. Like, there's a lot of scenes where he's outside this door, Anton, Yelchin, the other group, they're locked in this room, and they're talking to each other from across the door, and you only hear Patrick Stewart's voice, and we're on the band members, and that's fine, but I would have loved them to cut back to Patrick Stewart a few moments in that scene just to see what he's going through, how he's thinking. Like, I'm hearing what he's saying, but I want to see how he looks. Like, does he look sinister? He sounds it, but does he look it? You know what I mean? And I feel we didn't get enough with him and not a lot was done with his character to make me say, oh yeah, like that's a crazy cool antagonist. The way he messed with these band members, that's so amazing. No, he was just there, in my opinion. And that's what really hurt Green Room for me. And that's why, like looking back, that's the one thing I thought about in this movie. Looking back, there's maybe 2 memorable moments in this movie. Not one of them involved Patrick Stewart. Apart from the ending, I think that Patrick Stewart is not in one memorable moment in this movie, nor do the band members do anything memorable or just completely, you know, everlasting, I guess you could say. Like, this is that one type of movie, you'll watch it, you'll love it, like, because of how well the premise and the suspense and the thrills work, but then maybe about a week or 2 later, you'll forget all of the great moments in it, and you'll only have, like, you'll remember a few things about it, but then looking down the road of like all the films of the year, you'll be like, okay, yeah, Green Room was cool, but wait, what awesome memorable thing happened in Green Room, you know? I really think the one solution that would have saved the movie for me in terms of characters, I think we needed another 10 minutes added onto this movie, honestly. I wanted more of Patrick Stewart. I wanted to see more of him being a menacing asshole. Maybe just, I don't know, like just him torturing somebody would have been a suffice. I think that would have worked. I really just wanted more from him as a character. There was one cool thing they did, one cool decision his character makes essentially in the beginning, and I love how he's just really trying to cover everything up, and he doesn't want to get found out by the cops, obviously, so he's keeping his band locked here. But that's it. Like, that's all we get, like, really from him, and I really just wanted more. So because the characters are all very flat, and because I didn't really latch on to either one, I couldn't root for either side, really, even though obviously I want the band members to get out, but because they don't do anything memorable, nor do they do anything, nor is anything established in the beginning to establish them as characters. I didn't feel for them very much, and I really just wanted more on that end. I think that is the only problem with Green Room, though. Because of that, I'm still going to go high with the movie. I'm not going to go as high as I wanted to, because I really wanted to love this movie, and I just really enjoy it at this point. So because of that, I'm going to give Green Room a solid grade of an 8.75 out of 10, or a B+. I know it sounds like I was ranking on the movie, but I really wasn't. It was just one little thing that I think could have been fixed, either with adding extra scenes, or either whether it was the editing or cutting out too much. Maybe they cut out too much. Or maybe that's how it was from the beginning in the script. Maybe we needed to spend more time with these characters and have them do more memorable things for me to then say, oh yeah, I see these as characters, not people. And that's why I would have cared a lot more and connected more with the movie and thought it was even better. But that said, I'm still going to recommend you guys see it if it's still playing in a theater near you, because it is entertaining, it is creepy, there are moments that are really, really intense and really hectic, and the energy is there, and I thought all that worked really well, but I really was just left wanting more in the writing department from the characters. That said, guys, there you have it. Those are my thoughts on Green Room. What did you think of it down below? A24, they do it again. They have another great hit on their hands. Yeah, it may not be as good as several other films that A24 has distributed. A24 responsible for just everything that's great. Room, Enemy, all those just excellent, excellent movies. Under the Skin, Block, love all of them. I still think this is a good movie and another worthwhile addition to their film library, A24. So there you have it, guys. Leave me your thoughts, your comments down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.